I walked so the interview room was just a classroom because it's a village, right? So it's like a whole classroom, and then the members of the party like all around, men and women all around, but mostly men, a full room, and then they put you in the center.
What's one thing about government no one warned you about?
That the red tape is insane. Procedure after procedure after. It has to go to this office, then from this office to that office. I literally had to move with security every time, even in the rural area. Can you imagine? I was attacked one time.
Oh my God!
And it's
that was
everywhere.
the time you were campaigning?
Yes, when I was campaigning, I got attacked. It was so bad. Some people were injured. Others had to go to the hospital. I was able to flee because the person driving was good at running away or something. I didn't even tell my parents my ideas. So I went back home, downloaded the Constitution, went to see the requirements for being a ward councillor, and I was like, but I'm 18 years old now. So I can...
You made that decision when you were 18?
Yes.
So what needs to change in politics?
Political violence.
Great. Thank you.
Political violence. There's so many things you can do in this political space. So do realize how far you want to go, put your ideas together, and then go for it. The sky is the limit, honestly. I mean, I joined politics at 17.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
But the sky is the limit. First time I was speaking to an actual crowd. I wasn't prepared, but I just knew what I wanted. So they asked me questions about, of course, Rufunza, to ascertain if I've really grown up there, if I really know my community.
Tapera, welcome to Gen Z podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you as the Gen Z on the Gen Z podcast.
No, I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Tapera, let's start by you. Okay, I'm really interested in your upbringing, really. You seem like a very calm person, nice, gentle. I want to know how this gentle soul managed to convince the whole community that I'm going to be your leader. Let's just start from you, your upbringing, and you actually realizing that this is something that you want to do.
Okay, that's a very long story. I had a very interesting life.
Okay,
I'm joking. I'm joking, but I grew up from a very humble background, actually. Born in Lusaka, of course, but sometime when I was in grade 6, we moved to Rufunza. That's when my parents settled there, and then we moved there, and I've been raised there ever since. So from then on, I went to a boarding school, actually, from grade 8 till grade 12. Yeah. So I was in a boarding school for all of my secondary life. Dollar Girls National Technical, all the way in the Copper Belt.
Nice.
Yeah, a girls' boarding school for that matter.
I relate. I've been in a girls' boarding school.
So it was an experience, but also I think it really shaped. It played a role in everything that I've done up to now. Okay. So between being at an all-girls school that really pushed me beyond my limits, and growing up in a home where my parents set an example of never settling for less, it wasn't shocking that I'd make a decision like this. Okay. So let's take it back to school.
Okay.
I wasn't the most quiet student, but I was very low-key, but not too low-key.
Too low-key, yeah.
Yeah, so in high school, I even used to have teachers. If I remember his name, Mr. Silumbu. Every time I got in trouble, he would always, and then usually when I get in trouble, it would end an argument. He would always tell me, "You talk like a politician." Like from grade 8 to grade 12, every time I'm in trouble and he's punishing me, he'll be like, "Why do you behave like a politician?" and all of that. Yeah. And I used to tell him, what if I want to be a politician one day? Yeah. But it also goes back to the clubs I was in. I was in clubs like Anti-Corruption Commission. I was in JETS, and just so many clubs that pushed me to be a leader, because in most of these I was either like a secretary or a president. So debate, I actually, now that you mention it, I did a lot of debate in my primary years. when I was at Michelle, and then I was also at a certain school in Copperbelt, St. Teresa. When I was actually at St. Teresa, I had won the debate challenge, like in front of the whole school. So it was a panel of debaters from grade 7 versus grade 12s, and we grade 7 managed to win. So one would say I'm talkative, somebody else would say I'm just a great debater. So who knows? But you can look at all of those things, and you look at the careers I've chosen. It's not too far apart.
No.
And then you go back to my upbringing, my home. Growing up in Rufunsa, there are a lot of community meetings. So it's like growing up in the village. Yeah. It is the village, actually. So I basically grew up in the village. Yeah. So my parents, my mom especially, loved to attend community meetings. It's a big thing for her. And then I thank her for this because she would always carry me along every time she was attending a meeting. And also I think I used to persist, when your mother's going out, you also get your slippers. You want to follow. So I want to follow. So I'd always get my shoes and push myself and want to follow her. So, would go to these community meetings. You find women are speaking, ideas are being shared. There's a headman and all of these things. At the time, I was too young to understand. Yeah. But after I finished, so now this is after high school, about 18 years old. I've just gotten into university. I've just been enrolled for law school, and now I've been telling people, call me council. Yes. And, so I've just been enrolled into university. And I go back home. And we went to this community meeting. So this is where everything changed for me. Okay. So we go back to this community meeting. And it was during this meeting that I asked myself, why can't I be the one leading this ward? I didn't even know the law around the requirements of being a councillor at the time. So after that, I didn't even tell my parents my ideas. So I went back home, downloaded the Constitution, went to see the requirements for being a ward councillor, and I was like, but I'm 18 years old now. So I can,
you made that decision when you were 18?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So I was 18 years old. I checked the Constitution. I'm like, I'm 18 now. By the time I'll be standing and they'll be voting, I'll be 19. So it's all balancing out. So I started campaigning when I was around 17. When I was around 17 years old, I was still in high school. I had officially joined the Patriotic Front. Like I came home, I went and told them I want to be a member of the political party and whatnot, because I loved what they do. Away from all the politics and whatnot. In my community, we had things like social cash transfer. I would see the help they brought to the community and how, all of those things. That's how I went to sign up with the Patriotic Front. So after that, when I finished high school, I proceeded, of course, as a member of the PF. And then at the time, no one even pushed me with the intentions of being ward councillor. I thought the most I could do was speak up and vote. But when I attended that meeting, everything changed. It was like, but why am I just speaking up? Why am I just voting? I could vote and be voted for. Like I could take up this opportunity. So that's when I checked the law and whatnot, I heard there are going to be interviews within the party for somebody who wants to be councillor in Rufunsa. I got on a bus without telling my parents. Went for the interviews, came back, and only after I came back that's when I told them what I had done. And they thought it was a joke, actually, so they didn't even take it seriously. And then
the interview was looking at a whole young girl. The
interview was actually crazy. Let me even get to that. When you're in the rural area, when I actually went, right, they thought I was escorting my father. So everyone who was there was like, who have you come with? Mabwela Nandani, like, where is your father or something? And then I'm like, but it's me who's come for the interview. And they couldn't believe it. They thought it was actually a joke. I walked so the interview room was just a classroom because it's a village, right? So it's like a whole classroom, and then the members of the party, like all around, men and women all around, but mostly men, a full room. And then they put you in the center. I'm not one for public speaking. Like I'm very sharp when I'm with my friends and whatnot, but put me in front of a crowd. That was the first time I was speaking to an actual crowd. I wasn't prepared. hard, but I just knew what I wanted. So they asked me questions about, of course, Rufunsa, to ascertain if I've really grown up there, if I really know my community. And I spoke towards that, you know, like, oh yes, I know this. What problems are there in your community? I mentioned them. And they asked me why. And I told them to say it's not time for the youth, and not just any youth, but for a competent youth. Like, I don't want you to choose me just because of my age, but because I can actually bring change and I'm actually able to do the job. And after all that, it was a crazy interview, you know, the political songs and all that. And then after that, I went home. So within the party, we were like the 6 of us. No, could have been like 4. Were the 4 of us who wanted to be adopted by the Patriotic Front. So we all went for the interviews, 4 people. One of them was actually the sitting councillor at the time. And the other one was the ward chairman's son. So the competition was pretty high. And there's me, who's not even that popular. Like, people know, okay, my parents are farmers, but don't really know me as an individual. And these others have been campaigning since I don't know when. So there was that. So I knew that I have to do something extraordinary to make sure that I get this because I actually deserve it. So I asked to be interviewed again. And they didn't agree. They didn't even agree. But I said, I really, really want this. So what can I do about it? I went to speak to the headmen. I went to the headmen. I went to the chiefs. Started having conversations with them, because they were even not being in traditional space. Someone as young as I was only 18 years old at the time. 18 years old, you're a woman. So there's a lot of, you know, those traditional aspects that come, those traditional barriers that come into play. So I went to the headman and I went to the chief, and I told them, this is what I want to do. I want to sell myself. And they said, actually, we agree with you. Wow. You know? And then I said, okay, you know, put in a good word for me. And I don't know if they did. Till today, I've never asked them, but I was chosen. I got my adoption letter. I was picked. And even before the adoption certificate came out, I proceeded to campaign, because I was like, no matter what, I would have tried. And no matter, even if they don't adopt me, I'll continue to support the next person they adopt, because your turn will come eventually. Yeah, true. So I proceeded to campaign, and then they had adopted me, and I was so happy. Wow. And only after they adopted me did I reveal that I was even doing what I was doing. Yes. Wow. I literally went home with an adoption certificate, and they're like, what do you mean? When did all of this happen? Yeah, so that's what led to that.
Now let's talk about you becoming a councillor. That whole process, the campaign. What was the craziest thing somebody said to you, like you're 21 and you're here to tell us that you want us to put you, not even 21 actually, 18. You want us to put you on that chair as our leader, somebody we should answer to. Yeah. How was that?
You know, when you're campaigning, sometimes they're fun, I'll give them that, but most of it is hectic, especially when you're at the center of it. I did not know what to expect, because I come from a background where there's no politician in my family. I'm the first one. Wow. So no politician dad, no politician uncle, no politician and nothing, no one to look up to. Yeah. So I was the first one as trying and testing as I was learning, you know, on the job. So it was a very difficult journey trying to navigate the system while also trying to make sure that you lead effectively. Because from the moment you get even before you get adopted, you're already leading a team, right? The people who are rallying behind you, and you're supposed to lead them. So from all of that, it was so difficult trying to juggle everything together, and also time, because remember, when I was campaigning, I was still in uni. Yes. And I had exams, and I had tests, and I had assignments, and I was not exempt from anything, not even being given extra time. So I still had to balance all of that, because even in the heat of the 90 days campaign, it's during the time you do your end of semester exams. So I would literally go to Lusaka, write an exam, drive back to Rufunsa,
Wow.
campaign, go to Lusaka the next morning, write an exam. That's how crazy my exam period was.
Oh my God.
So it was a lot to juggle, but the most challenging or the craziest thing somebody said to me was, okay, the craziest thing I realized is that in politics there's a lot of witchcraft. That's something people don't say enough.
For real.
There's a lot of witchcraft. Somebody came to me and said, you know, you're young. It's okay to pray.
Yeah.
But even witchcraft, do a bit.
To protect yourself.
I was like, no, I can't do that. But yeah, there are a lot of things. And then another thing is I went to a meeting one time, called for a community meeting, of course.
That was the time you were elected? Before?
This is all before elections. This is during campaign period. Called for a community meeting to go campaign. And everyone gathered. Upon me arriving, they disperse to show me that they do not agree.
Wow.
Yeah. They didn't say anything. They just left.
Damn.
It wasn't easy.
No,
it was really difficult. So after they left, I couldn't stop them at the time because I was just a little bit confused. I was caught aback. But it actually also, lowered my morale. Remember, I'm young.
You're young.
I'm young.
Yes.
But what I did was I went back. I went to the headman because he's the one in charge of the whole village. This side, the village has a whole system. So I went to the headman and I spoke to him. He really did not agree with someone my gender or age being in power.
Wow.
He was hell bent on that position. So I went to him. I said, okay, let's have a conversation. Tell me what you don't agree with. And he told me. He was like, no, there's this thing they say in the village where when you have a meeting and if mostly women attend, they'll say only children were there. I don't know if you've heard of it. Yeah. Only children came to the meeting, meaning women. So he brought out all those examples. He says, and then I should allow you to lead me.
Yeah.
He says,
as
why?
a man.
When that male candidate,
yes.
why? Because all the other candidates were male. I was the only female.
Yeah.
And then I just opened up to him, had an honest conversation. And then on his own, within the same conversation, he changed his mind and said, actually, you can schedule a meeting for tomorrow. You should come back. And that's how I came back, talked to the community, campaigned and whatnot. And that's how I got their support. It was a very it was a very challenging experience.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Wow, and you finally got it.
Yes, and I finally got it.
Wow. Let's you get in the news that you're finally the councillor. What are some of the things that you really wanted to change in Rufunsa?
So even during my campaigns, one thing I made sure not to do was promise.
Yeah.
I never made not even one promise. I didn't say I'll bring a filling station.
Yeah.
I made sure not to do that because at the end of the day, you don't know what's tomorrow. I was just a youth who was just a member of a political party. The next thing I knew, I was being adopted as a candidate. So I didn't know what actually being in active politics, in active power meant. So I said, I will not promise what I have not yet seen.
Yeah.
But what I'll tell you is I will work to the best of my abilities to bring forth the things that you said you need. So when I did cross over finally, I first wanted to understand the system because it's so different when you're looking from the outside in. So I made sure I understood the system. And after understanding the system, I then went back to the community and said, okay, let's do P1, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. Let's move from there. So, of course, priority 1 is a police post. That I have not managed to achieve.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of red tape in between. Yeah. But priority 2 and 3 is schools, clinics, and water. On those ones, I say I have achieved miraculous.
Oh my God.
Above and beyond.
Oh my God. That's great.
During my time, I have done enough 1x3 classroom blocks here, because even the amount of CDF that we have now is amazing. Remember, I am an opposition councillor.
Yes.
In a minority group in Rufunsa.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to get some of these things, but being able, everywhere else, if you look for opposition councillors or opposition members of parliament, they're usually underdeveloped. So it's not an easy thing to achieve. You really have to have people who know how to work together and can put politics aside to achieve some of these things. And I thank God that's the kind of team I have. But also, I'm a resilient leader. Also, organizations like World Vision have also helped quite a lot in mitigating most of these things. But I managed to bring about schools. I managed to bring about a clinic. World Vision has helped with maternity wards.
Great.
Water is something that they've really done. So, and road network, we've managed to grade the roads. We're still grading the roads. It's still an ongoing project because, you know, graded roads is never, so it's still an ongoing project because the roads are quite a lot. But I would say that, I wouldn't say that I've achieved 100%, but I would say that we're ticking off the boxes step by step.
That's great. That's amazing already. So give us the real tea. What's one thing about government no one warned you about?
That the red tape is insane. Procedure after procedure after. No, it has to go to this office, then from this office to that office. So just for you to get anything, it has to go through so many offices just to get done. Even something like, okay, right now DMMU at least has decentralization is doing a lot. You know, like bringing things back to the ground. That's a good step, because before things are happening in your phone side, but the person who has to approve is in Lusaka. So you don't even know what's happening. But the signature is in Lusaka. Even in Lusaka, there are like 4 offices. This is where it has to go through before. So all of that is something that nobody warned me about. And when I got there, you know, you get there with energy. You're like, I need to do this. I need to do this. Okay, why is this taking long? You know, you're even asking the technocrats at the council, oh, why is this delaying? Why is it? It's the red tape. It's insane. It's long procedure. It's bureaucratic. I feel like with decentralization, it'll get better, but we still have a long way to go.
Okay, so let's get into it. Have you ever felt, you're now in a meeting, you've been elected, have you ever felt underestimated because of your age and gender? I won't say which organization, but I had been invited to a meeting in Lusaka. It was a workshop. So they invited councillors, mayors and whatnot. And I think there's some people from the press. So I was speaking at that event and they called for me. I stood up to go speak and they stopped me because they didn't know that it was me. Oh my God.
And they literally said, oh no, where are you going? Then I'm like, I'm going
in front.
Then they're like, no, sit. I'm like, no, it's me, Tapera. I'm going in front. And I saw the realization click. They're like, oh, okay. Wow.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
It was. And I feel like there's another thing about gender. The stereotype runs deep, you know. I was in another meeting and you address I won't say where, but you address this person as Mr. Or you say honorable. That's the language. Same position, right? All councillors are all elected. Honorable. When I want to say something, yes, dear.
Oh my God.
I was like, what?
Why me?
And I took that very moment to let my position be known. I said, no, you can't say that. You can't do that. Not in a meeting like this. Why didn't you call him dear? Why should you call me dear? But you see, I feel like it's something women have allowed for a long time, because it's easier to just ignore. And I get that. It is easier to ignore because you don't want to be the difficult one, the talkative one or whatnot. But I had to make it known then. And from that time, it's never happened again. And they're actually okay with it. They're like, oh, it's good you pointed it out. I thought, I didn't know you wouldn't be okay with it. And I said, okay, thank you. And then I proceeded to make my point.
That was awesome. You stood up for yourself and you set the rules. I feel like most of us literally shy away. The fact that, you think maybe I'm too... Yeah. Yeah. They'll think maybe I'm too talkative, or maybe I'm just being difficult. Yeah. I think that's really good. I think that's something every woman should do. If you don't like something, speak out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then die from the inside. Okay. Yeah. So what is the biggest win? Something when you look back, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this one, because next year it's elections and it was so close. So in your 5 years, is it 4 or 5?
4.
4, yeah. In your 4 years, what is something that you think is really, really big that you've achieved for your ward?
Okay, so being a young leader, right? I've always pushed for other young, other youths to come up also in decision making. They don't even have to be politics. In the smallest thing, like school council, for example.
Yeah.
So I worked with this organization, the Swedish International Center for Local Democracy. We were trying to push for more young people to come up into decision-making roles.
Yeah.
So my ward was like a pilot project kind of thing for the district. And we really pushed for a school council, right? So the school council, so decision making shouldn't start from just the ward development committee or from the councillor or from the community, but we wanted it to start from the youngest.
Yeah.
You know, like all those ideas should come up because they also have ideas. They also have a voice. You can't only have a voice when you've left school.
Yeah, true.
You know, because even them in their youth, if they start making decisions now, imagine the kind of leaders they'll be when they leave school. So we formed a student council at one of the schools, the biggest, not the biggest school, but one of the schools within my ward. So we formed a student council, we had a chairperson and whatnot, and they went around the whole school to get ideas of what do you want to do with the community development fund under community projects. What kind of project do you want for yourselves? And they came up with the proposals, and amongst themselves, without adult intervention, they chose a science laboratory because within the whole ward, we did not have a science lab. So upon choosing a science lab, they filled in the CDA form, we walked them through it, filled in the CDA form, took it to the ward development committee, and then from there, you know, came to the council and then the normal procedure. And we pushed for it to go through because we wanted to show them that their voices had a lot of impact. And it went through, the project went through, and we constructed the science lab.
Wow.
And there's a huge sense of ownership from the children because they say that's our project. It's not the councillor's project. It's not the MP's project. It's my project. You understand? Yeah. It came from us. It came from us as students. And they take care of it so much. So I feel like that's bigger than anything because they'll remember that for the longest time. Yes. It's the biggest example of walking the talk. You know, don't say that that your voice, don't say that you're creating a platform without actually creating a platform. So I feel like that's something I always look back to and say, okay, here, this is something that's big because it wasn't just a physical structure, but a mentality change, you know? Even the ones who didn't participate, who thought, why are we doing this? Because obviously there always those who be like, people, these things won't even go anywhere, you know? Even though to say, these guys came up with these ideas and this has happened. So even now, they write proposals. They're like, okay, now we want a boarding house or we want dormitories and they've submitted it.
Nice.
That's how it is now. So they even know the procedure for applying for CDF. So imagine you put those when they leave school and enter society, there'll be a different class of youth.
Yes, that is very just. That was a very, very good initiative. I wish the government could do that.
I am the government.
Government, please do that, okay? Because I will tell you this honestly, if that started from, you know that segregation from leadership starts from even high school.
Yes.
So if that can start from, even if like teachers, if they can hear what the students want, it goes to the head teacher. The head teacher understands what the students want. I feel like that is a way, even on national level, as we are advocating for young people to be in politics. I feel like small decisions.
Meaningful roles.
Yes.
Don't just say you're supporting young people or they're participating.
Yes.
Participating, attending a meeting and not saying anything the whole time.
Yes.
That's not meaningful participation.
Yeah.
So this is what we keep advocating for, meaningful participation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you've won the elections. You were in school. You're in school. Probably what? Third?
The time I won should have been second
year.
Third, I think third.
Third or second year.
Yeah, third or second.
Yeah. There is pressure from the constituency. You need to deliver. Then you've got work. And I believe anybody in their third year know how stressful school is.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
It came down to, first, I didn't. I'll be honest, I had burnout. Because imagine moving from Lusaka. It was really crazy. At the time, I hadn't even rested from the election. So I got bad burnout and I had to take a step back. Take a step back, put your pieces back together and then you move from there. So I had to learn proper time management the hard way. First, I burnt out, then I learned time management. Did it the wrong way. But I had to learn proper time management, how to fix my time, how to make the most of the time I have, and waking up early, which I do not like. But it's something I had to adopt if I was going to manage. So it was really crazy in the beginning, but I just started, self-tutoring. The free time I have, I make sure I'm on a book, make sure I'm always at the constituency when I need, because I always had to be. When I need to be, always have to be there. So make sure at the constituency all the time, attend your meetings. You also have council meetings on top of everything. And then at the same time, you have school. So it was just about time management and knowing my time and sharing my schedules. So then eventually, I graduated, got my master's degree as well.
Great.
So now we're going to Ziale.
Oh my God. All the best. We're wishing you all the best. Okay. 2026, are we still showing up as a councillor or maybe now as an MP or maybe our first female Gen Z president?
I'm not spilling the tea.
Please. Please give us a hint, or at least a hint.
No, you see. I won't disappoint.
Okay, she's refused, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, how can we make politics cool for the young people?
I think politics is already cool. Think about...
I don't think people view it like that because even like on TV, it's going to be dad or maybe uncles watching, listening to what and whatever. But how can we make it cool? Okay. I don't think we should make it cool. I think politics is okay as it is. The people who say that we have to change it because the generation is changing, follow the times and whatnot. But also we as youth have to put in an effort. We can't have things easy all the time. Everyone worked for it. Even the grandpas who ran for offices, they've worked for it. So we should also work for it, like put in the effort, because there's nothing more satisfactory than working for something and achieving it. So you can make, you can do visual representations of acts. I think we're seeing that now. Where they adapt it into like a sort of cartoon or animation on paper, just to make it more visually appealing, because our generation doesn't like to read. No, we don't.
When they were saying that if you want to hide something from someone, it was us they were talking
waiting
about.
For this generation to come.
So I feel like we have to put in more effort ourselves. Fight for what you want. If it was anything else like school isn't cool. Well, school is cool.
At the same time,
But we still study, we still stress, you still do it because you want to do it. Work, you go to work. Corporate life is not cool.
Easy.
It's not soft life, but you would do it because you have to do it. So it's the same thing. If you really want something, I believe there's nothing that can stand in your way.
And I think also just having young leaders like you, like it's already cool. I mean, I can have a conversation with you and I can use a certain language with you because I don't know why you guys, politicians, have got these terminologies. I don't even know where they are coming from in my head. I'm like, damn, how am I going to understand this? Like, I need to know. Yeah, I think that's cool. So we're going to play a rapid fire. So 60 seconds countdown. You just pick one answer.
Okay.
So we go. Voting or protesting?
Voting.
To be called Madam President or the People's Councillor?
Madam President.
Public speaking. Guys, I got it. Public speaking or legal arguments?
Legal arguments.
Oh, wow. Afrobeat or Amapiano?
None.
Which one?
I'm crazy. Like, I have the weirdest playlist.
Tell me.
I'll have like Namsonda by Pige Chishala.
Yes.
Then we'll have like what's the Superman by Yo Maps. Then we'll have like Right Now by Akon.
Oh my god. I love that playlist.
I have the strangest playlist. And then we'll move and have like Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh my god.
I know.
So wait. What scares you the most about leadership?
What scared me the most about leadership was failing.
Okay.
So I had a habit of not trying something if I don't think I'll succeed. So I would never take a risk. If I weigh the odds and the odds of me succeeding are very low, I won't take it. But now that has changed. I feel like I should take every opportunity that's presented to me and just
Sorry. I feel like I should take for them.
Okay, so I feel like I should take every opportunity that's presented to me because you never know what will come out, and I'll just accept whether I win or lose.
What was the last thing you Googled?
I'd have to check.
You have to check.
I'd have to check.
We want to know the last thing you Googled.
Okay. Okay, let's check the last thing I Googled.
Yeah.
You.
Oh my god, Gen Z podcast.
Last thing I Googled was Gen Z podcast.
Oh my god, great. We love that. Who is your political icon?
Me.
Period. Period.
Yeah. I feel like we always look outside for role models, but you look at what you've done, your life right now. Somebody told me this one time. When you look back in your life, you can find you're actually living in your prayer point or in your goals or your ambitions. So you are your biggest role model because you actually went out and did it. So me.
Period. Okay. So 2021, you showed up, and 2026, are we going to do it again? Yes. For 2026, what needs to change in politics?
Political violence.
Great. Thank you.
Political violence. The landscape out there is not safe for anybody, men or women. Worse for women, you know, because we don't fight, you know, we don't throw things. Running away, I literally had to move with security every time, even in the rural area. Can you imagine? I was attacked one time.
Oh my god!
And it's
that was
everywhere.
the time you were campaigning.
Yes, when I was campaigning, I got attacked. It was so bad. Some people were injured. Others had to go to the hospital. I was able to flee because the person driving was good at running away or something. Yeah. But yeah, we were able to flee, but others got injured on my team. And it's not a good thing. Political violence is never a good thing because we're not even able to identify the perpetrators.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's dark, you're from campaigning, and the areas that are there, in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
So you can tell that you're targeted because it's in the middle of nowhere. But that has to stop because imagine if I was alone, what would have happened? For men or women, we see what happens. They burn things, you wear regalia, you're attacked. It's not good. Let's campaign with intellect. Let's campaign with integrity. Put the violence behind us. In this time and age, in 2026, we can still use violence as a tool. Things have to change.
Great. Okay. Do you think Zambia is ready for a Gen Z president?
I think the youth really made a statement in the last election. You know, they came out in numbers for the first time. They came out in numbers. They went to vote to make their decision. So we have to keep up that momentum because we're the ones who decide the fate of Zambia. It's in our hands.
Yeah.
We chose who's there now. We can choose our own as well, but also a competent Gen Z president. I don't believe in age being a qualifying factor for something, or gender being a qualifying factor for something, or choose me because I'm a woman, choose me because I'm a man. No. Choose me because I'm competent, because I can actually lead. That should be the qualifying factor. So a competent Gen Z president would do wonders to this country. And imagine it for the first one.
Oh my God.
A competent female Gen Z
like Tapera. Like you, that would be so great.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Yeah, we are ready. We are ready. Your final message. I know this is going to YouTube and we're not going to restrict it. I want every young person out there to watch it, and that was the reason why we brought a young person, somebody that the Gen Zs can relate to, and a Gen Z leader. What is your final word for somebody who wants to join your industry and they have that interest, but they don't know where to start?
My word would be this. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of industry. What works for one person doesn't work for the next. So even as you're entering, you can, get ideas from everywhere else, but you have to go back to the drawing board and put everything together. Realize where you are, realize what you want to do and where you want to go, how far you want to go as well. Because some people just want to do one thing and others just want to support.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do in this political space. So realize how far you want to go, put your ideas together, and then go for it. The sky is the limit, honestly. I mean, I joined politics at 17.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Crazy.
But the sky is the limit. Don't let anything stop you. Even your family. I was lucky. My family stood by me. But I made sure that they're not there during campaigns.
That's great. That's a good strategy.
So even your family can discourage you. It's happened before. It can happen again. Not everyone will agree with you, but you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take advice from the older generation.
True.
Quite all right. You have the running blood, right? You are faster. You think sharper. But they have something that we don't have, experience. So take experience from them. Learn from them. Go back. The wisdom of the old is something that our generation could always benefit from. It's golden. So learn from them. Take the experience and run with it. The mistakes they made, you are able to avoid them. You won't make the same mistakes. What they achieved, you can run smoothly into that. So that's my advice.
Okay. Sorry, your final message. The whole lot of young people in Zambia and beyond, we're literally not so interested in politics, and we think this is an industry for old people. But then we forget how the reforms, the decisions made by the government, how they affect our daily lives. What is your word to young people that say politics are not my thing, I have zero interest? Is it that we're not asking them to be politicians, but just to know something? What would you say to these people today?
Watch news, guys. One day you find Zambia shifting, you don't know. But okay,
that's about
you don't know. Okay, but on a real note, I feel like even for you to participate in politics, you don't even have to stand or wear regalia or be a cadre. At the end of the day, whether you support politics or you don't support, whether you're non-partisan or you're partisan, these things will affect you in business, in church. It's a ripple effect. So if you want to ignore them, you will just be facing the consequences without knowing where it's coming from. So I believe in the last election, we learned that social media is a big tool. That's where everything was happening, we even had a point where they switched off WhatsApp.
Yes. Oh my God.
People got VPN. But social media is a very powerful tool. If you're not able to get to an MP or go to parliament to express yourself. Use social media to express yourself, but be respectful at the end of the day. Hate speech, insults, they don't do anything. Don't use it as, a wall to say, the manner of bad things. You can get your point across without being disrespectful.
Yeah.
So if you don't agree with a law being passed, you don't agree with the decision of an MP or your leaders or the president, you can get a point across. We have freedom of expression. Express yourself, but just don't be disrespectful. Because at the end of the day, we are all a community. And in a community, you need to be able to live together. But you can also share your views, your various opinions.
Without hurting the next person.
Exactly. So use social media. You don't want to indulge in the newspapers or what. Nowadays, Facebook is faster than our newspapers nowadays. So you find something on Facebook, the paper is not yet.
TVs now.
Exactly. The paper is not even out yet. So use social media like that. It's a very powerful tool, but we are misusing it. So that would be my advice.
So you can ignore politics, but politics will not ignore you. So you better take interest. Thank you so much, Tapera, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate you. Thank you. So guys, this was it from us. See you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions for Tapera, I'll make sure I send them to her. And she's going to respond, I promise. I've been making this promise for every guest who comes. So guys, you guys in Rufunsa, please, if you have any questions, I'll make sure I send them to her. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, it's bye.